Good morning. I am Kimberly with Metro United Way. We're going to give it just a minute or two, let some other folks hop on, but we're excited to have you. For those of you hopping on, if you could put your name and organization in the chat for us, we greatly appreciate that. Welcome, everybody. We're going to give it a couple of minutes just to let some people log on here. All right, I have 9:02. I want to welcome everybody to our third community conversation. I am Kimberly Broecker with Metro United Way, so I'm very excited to be here today for this community conversation. This is being recorded, so if you need to hop off early, that's fine. I will send you a link after the conclusion of the community conversation. So just to get started today, we are here today to learn a little bit more about Head Start and Early Head Start from OVEC and Greater Louisville Head Start. Metro United Way is working to lift up our community, really by mobilizing people and maximizing our community's resource to advance equity and to share opportunities for everybody. We drive efficiency and impact through a best practice sharing, data-informed decision making, and accountability for quality and results. We harness the power of donors, volunteers, thought leaders, experts, other nonprofits, and governments at all levels to ensure positive, sustainable change. The Ready for K Alliance and Metro United Way are working to ensure that all children enter kindergarten ready to thrive. Together, we are ensuring families have access to high quality care. Children are born healthy with access to resources to maintain healthy development. Families are equipped with the knowledge and understanding of their child's development and are engaged as their child's first teacher. We're also ensuring that institutions, services, and agencies serving children are comprehensive, aligned, and coordinated. We know that the programming cannot change the trajectory of a child, but we know also together, we need to come together as a community and unite to ensure we're all working towards the same goal, understanding what each other is doing and how to support each other's efforts. Understanding the services that are available in our community is critical to helping our children receive the best support possible. This is why we've decided to do these community conversations. So much has changed over the past 3 years, and Metro United Way really felt it would really be helpful for the community to hear from some of our community experts on the services that they provide. This past September, Metro United Way held a community conversation around JCPS, First Steps in 7 counties. And last month, we held a conversation around home visitation. If you're interested in learning more about these organizations and miss those conversations, the videos can be found on our YouTube page, and I will post a link in the chat in a few minutes. It will also be included in the follow-up email you'll receive after this. Our next conversation will be in April, and we will be doing that one around social emotional development and behavioral challenges that we're seeing in our children post-COVID. An invitation will be sent when the date has been finalized. Panelists have been provided with your questions ahead of time, but please feel free to use the chat box or the question and answer box to ask additional questions. You'll also have an opportunity at the end of the conversation to ask questions through our evaluation. Share your thoughts with us on the conversation and suggest any further conversations you'd like to have. This is being recorded, as I said, and I will send a link after the conversation. So first, we're going to hear from Kim Fithian and Donna Taylor with OVEC. The Ohio Valley Educational Cooperative, OVEC, is a consortium of 15 different school districts serving over 155,000 students in North Central Kentucky. The mission of OVEC is to provide professional training, advocacy, and services that support, lead, and inspire. Established in 1976, the cooperative provides a vehicle for conducting regional planning, development, and implementation of educational programs and on a continuing basis. OVEC offers programs that serve member school districts, their student population, and their families. Kim Fithian is the director of OVEC, Head Start, Early Head Start. She started her career as a Head Start teacher in 1991 and became the director in 2000. Kim will be retiring in June 30th this year after 32 years of education and will be truly missed. Her fondest memories have been working with wonderful staff and community members and seeing the difference Head Start makes in the lives of our families and children. Donna also is with OVEC, and Donna Taylor started her career in early childhood education in 2012. She's currently serving as an education manager for OVEC Head Start, Early Head Start, where she oversees the disabilities, mental health, behavioral, and educational services across the program. Donna loves the mission of Head Start and believes that every child, regardless of their circumstances at birth, has the ability to reach their full potential. So Donna and Kim, the floor is yours.
Okay, thank you very much. First, let me thank Metro United Way and Kimberly for inviting us to be a part of this today. And a huge thank you to Donna Taylor for joining me today in our conversation. Donna will put up our slides and we're going to split our presentation. First, as Kimberly said, I am the OVEC Head Start, Early Head Start Director. I would like to tell you a little bit about what is Head Start. Head Start is the longest standing national program of 54 years, but a lot of people still do not know what is Head Start. Head Start and Early Head Start are federally funded programs designed to promote school readiness for infants and toddlers 6 weeks to 3 and preschoolers 3 and 4-year-old children from families that meet income eligibility requirements. Early Head Start supports pregnant women and families of our youngest children from 6 weeks to 3 years. Head Start serves children from 3 to 5 years old. We primarily at OVEC serve 3s and 4s. What do we do for our families? We recognize that the parents are the child's first and most important teacher. We encourage family involvement through home visits, conferences, and provide opportunities for families to volunteer with their children. We support families through setting goals, housing, employment, and budgeting. We connect children and families to other services in the community, such as free dental, medical care, and mental health services as needed. What do we do for our children? Well, that's a loaded question. We support children with identified needs, children in foster care, kinship care, and children experiencing homelessness, being homeless. Provide daily nutritional breakfast, lunch, and snack. And we encourage learning through play, creative expression, and guided activities that include the culture and language heritage of each child and family, creating welcoming environments that are well organized and safe. Who is eligible? Children 6 weeks to 4 years old, families who meet the federal poverty guidelines, children experiencing homelessness, foster care or temporary custody, kinship care, and children with diagnosed disabilities. What programs are offered? At OVEC, we offer heart day part year services, August to May, at no additional cost to families. It looks almost identical to a preschool program in the districts. Then we offer a full day, full year services with an associated fee for the wraparound care. This can be offset by a child care subsidy known as CCAP. And what is needed to apply? You need proof of residence and birth, proof of income, proof of eligibility or your participation in the CCAP subsidy program, current Kentucky immunization record, physical, dental, and vision exam. OVEC Head Start and Early Head Start grants. We are funded to serve 306 Head Start children and 288 Early Head Start children in Jefferson County. We are funded to serve 309 Head Start and 92 Early Head Start in children in our 8-county grant that serves Shelby, Spencer, Trimble, Henry, Gallatin, Owen, Odom, and Eminence Independent. We have Early Head Start Childcare partnership sites in Bullitt, Jefferson, Owen, and Franklin, and this program is funded to serve 193 infants and toddlers. So I will now turn it over to Donna Taylor.
Thank you, Kim. I just wanted to highlight some of our Jefferson County locations that we currently have. As you can see on this slide, here's a couple of pictures of just a Head Start classroom. We furnish our classrooms using Lakeshore learning materials. We also purchase from several other vendors, but for the most part, when we just start fresh, this is what a classroom looks like. Our first location in Jefferson County is Newburgh Head Start. It is located on 1818 Rangeland Road. We are now accepting applications for children 3 to 4 years old. And below you can see the number to call if you have questions or if you want to start that application process. Our next location is located in the Pleasure Ridge Park neighborhood. That is on Dixie Highway. And we are now accepting applications for children 6 weeks to 4 years old. So at this site, we currently have 2 infant classrooms, 2 toddler classrooms, and 2 Head Start classrooms. And below you'll see the number that you can call if you have any questions or need more information about this site. Our location is located in the Fairdale area on 903 Fairdale Road. We are located in the farthest building I can't think of the name off the top of my head of the church, St. Teresa of Calcutta. And it is right next to Fairdale High School. We are now accepting applications for children 6 weeks to 4 years old. And there is the phone number that you can call. In our last location that we have open right now is in the Russell neighborhood. We are located in the Molo Village on West Jefferson Street. We have suites 104 and 105. We are now accepting applications for children 6 weeks to 4 years old. And there is the number to call if you have questions. We are currently in construction with several other locations that we have coming soon. Newburgh, our location that we currently have, only offers Head Start services right now, but we will be open very soon, offering early Head Start services as well. That is at the same location as our Newburgh Head Start building. So we are now accepting applications for all children 6 weeks to 3 years. We anticipate opening in spring. Shortly after that, we'll be opening a location in Smoketown. That will be at 600 Lambton Street next to Bates Memorial Baptist Church. That will open in early summer. And then our final location that we are set to open is in the Schnitzelburg area on Burnett Avenue. And our open date right now is to be determined. And we are planning on opening before the end of this year. So hopefully we'll have some more information at the next community conversation about that location. We also have childcare partners in Jefferson County. I just wanted to show you their phone numbers and addresses in case you were interested. These locations enroll children 6 weeks to 3 years old. So we only offer early Head Start location or services there. They are independent childcares that partner with OVEC to have early Head Start services. So we have Bluegrass Academy Care in J-Town. We have Bright Expectations, which is on Hurstbourne Park Boulevard. And then a few other locations we have is Developing Young Minds, that's on West Breckenridge Street. We have Creative Kids on West Broadway Street. And then our newest partner is Angel House on Blue Lick Road. In addition to all of our offerings for children, we are also hiring. So if you or someone you know is looking for a fun and rewarding career, we have immediate openings for teacher, teacher assistant, full-time and part-time substitutes at all of our locations. We offer a full benefits package, including paid vacations, sick days, and holidays. We are in the retirement system, so CERS. And then we also offer lots of optional benefits, as you can see below. One really big perk we have is tuition assistance, and you can attend school while working for us, and OVEC will pay for that. So if you are interested in applying for a job, there's our website, or you can check us out on Indeed. And that website, which I'll show you, here's a QR code on the next slide. You can also access to apply at all of our locations for children, or if you want to refer families, then this would be the website that you could refer them to, or they can call 270-344-5096. And that is all I have for now. So thank you very much.
Thank you very much for that great presentation and information. You all do such great work in our community. We are going to hear next from Greater Louisville Head Start, and we are going to hear from Vaughn Nevitt and Stephanie Goebel with Greater Louisville Head Start. Vaughn is the Vice President of Early Childhood Services at Family and Children's Place and is the Director of Greater Louisville Head Start. Vaughn has over 10 years of experience in early childhood education and agency partnerships. Stephanie has her master's in education, has been working in early childhood for 20 years. Stephanie has been with Head Start for 11 years and is currently the Head Start Director for Center-Based Services and Community Coordinated Childcare and the Greater Louisville Head Start program. Stephanie, the floor is yours.
Wonderful. Thank you so much, Kimberly. I'm so excited to be here today to share more information about Greater Louisville Head Start, and it was wonderful to hear all of the fantastic things that OVEC is being able to accomplish in Jefferson County as well. So that's really, really exciting for our community. Vaughn, oh, there he is. He was having some technical difficulties, so I'm glad he was able to get on. So let me go ahead and start our slideshow. And our Greater Louisville Head Start program is a partnership between Family and Children's Place, which is where Vaughn Nevitt comes from, and then we have Community Coordinated Childcare and Shine Early Learning. We contract with Shine Early Learning to provide all of our family services, health, follow-ups that we do with families. And then we have within our program several options. So we have our center-based option, which allows us to have our Head Start classrooms, which serve the 3, 4, and 5-year-olds. And like OVEC, we typically serve 3 and 4-year-olds. We don't have too many 5-year-olds in our program. Early Head Start, which is 6 weeks to 3 years old. And then Vaughn will talk a little later about our home-based option. That is for early Head Start, and that is also from 6 weeks to 3 years old. These are the service areas that we currently have within Greater Louisville Head Start. And our home-based option, we are able to serve children throughout Louisville. and throughout Jefferson County.
Stephanie, we are not seeing your slides.
You're not?
No. Sorry to
Okay,
interrupt.
that's okay. Let me try again. I appreciate the interruption in this case.
And while she's getting that together, I'll go ahead and introduce myself. As Stephanie said, my name is Vaughn Nebbit. I am the Vice President of Early Childhood Services with Family and Children's Place, and we're excited to have this opportunity to share our program with you all. One of the things that makes us unique, as Stephanie has shared, is that we have two different program options. As Kimberly has shared with you all already at last month's community conversations, the topic was home visiting services. And both of our programs with Family and Children's Place, whether it was our HANDS program or, as Stephanie said, Greater Louisville Head Start, our home visiting program, talked with you all a bit about what services we offer. And so what we want to do today is really focus on our center-based services and really talk about those things that we do in Jefferson County, as Kim has also alluded to, how we provide family services to those families and children in the area. So I think Stephanie has it back up and running now. We can see it, Stephanie. So let's roll with it, Mel.
Fantastic. Doing Zoom panels is always an adventure with technology. So thank you, Kimberly, for that. So here is the screen that was talking about our partnerships with Family and Children Place and Shine Early Learning, as well as community coordinated childcare. This is that program overview where we look at what options we have within Greater Louisville Head Start. And here are those zip codes that I mentioned. So our center-based options are located in these zip codes for families. And then we also, as I mentioned, the home-based services is all of Jefferson County. So with Greater Louisville Head Start, we have slots for 444 children in our center-based program, which is fantastic. That is what we are funded for. Our early Head Start option for center-based is 160, and our Head Start is 284. And then our home-based option is 108. So this is the number of children we are able to serve. And this is just a little information about how someone becomes eligible, what there is for, we're always doing recruitment. So we're constantly looking for children to bring into our program. It talks a little bit about our selection criteria, which is how we determine who gets into the program. It has a list of all of the requirements of Head Start and really allows us to make sure that the children who need our program the most are being served. And then children are considered enrolled in our program once they attend. So there's a difference between accepted into the program and enrolled into the program. And of course, we know how important attendance is to being in our centers every single day. And so we work very closely with our families to make sure that children are in our centers, in our programs. And if they're not, we're following up. What can we do to support you? What might you need? And really trying to figure out how to get them there every day. We have several centers, and all of these pictures are from our program. We have some of our kiddos here. So the first one is Auburndale Learning Academy, and this is located at 7604 3rd Street Road. And this is one of our newer centers. And here we have Early Head Start and Head Start. This is Shively Learning Academy. This is our brand new center. We just opened it this month. And this is located at 1800 Neville Drive over in Shively. And we only have Head Start here. There is no Early Head Start at this program. This is Keystone Learning Academy. Keystone is located at 1705 South 13th Street. And we have Early Head Start and Head Start services at this location. And St. Benedict is also a center that has both options, early Head Start and Head Start. And this is located at 946 South 25th Street. And West Kids is located on Preston Highway at 5114 Preston Highway. And West Kids has both options, early and Head Start. And in a lot of our pictures, you'll note we use loose parts with our classrooms. So you'll see a lot of that in our pictures. Every center that we have has a natural playground, and this is just a little snippet of what that looks like. This is our center at Neighborhood House at 201 North 25th Street. And they have early Head Start and Head Start as well. So just some additional information about our program. Our Head Start hours are 9 to 2. We do offer year-round programming with wraparound services. So very similar to what Kim said, that we have our Head Start hours, and then we have the option for CCAP or private pay for the wraparound care. So we have before and after services. We do partner with JCPS to provide speech services for children that qualify for an IEP. And we also partner with First Steps to provide services in our centers. We do developmental, social, emotional, vision screenings, hearing screenings to make sure that the children in our program are able to start strong, you know, when we that early intervention period in these first couple years where we have them in our program is so important. And so we want to do whatever we can to help try to catch any issues that may that may put a child at risk for starting kindergarten not ready. Reggio Emilia and creative curriculum foundations are used in each one of our classrooms. So we use an emergent curriculum that is very child-centered, child-focused. We follow their lead. We use a lot of, as I mentioned, loose parts, natural materials in our classrooms, and every location has a natural playground outside. We also do ongoing developmental assessments throughout the year to track child progress, as well as the goals that Head Start has for us as a program. We want to make sure that we are meeting the needs of the community, of the children we serve, and we do ongoing developmental assessments, as well as many other assessments. And we also use services and supports for families through our family advocates. Like I mentioned, we partner with Shine Early Learning to do that, and they have this fantastic group of people who help families connect to the services that they need. They're setting goals with the family. Head Start is very much not just about the children, it's about the whole family. So we're really thrilled that we're able to provide those services. These are some of the things that you need. This information is needed just to be placed in the program. It's helpful if you have these at application time, but not a requirement. But you do have to have them before you would be able to begin. And there's some information there about the website, where to go to apply. And if you go here, there's lots of other information about our program. And I would miss an opportunity to also mention that we are also hiring for educators, advocates. I think they're looking for advocates, assistants, floaters, full-time, part-time. We have a lot of fantastic benefits, as well as the tuition assistance. So I would miss a great opportunity to bring that up if I didn't say that. Vaughn, do you have anything to add about our program?
No, ma'am. I think that covers it all. We really appreciate this opportunity given to us to share about our program, as well as with OVEC. I believe that Head Start is a very vital part of what is needed in our community, and being able to partner with OVEC to provide services with Jefferson County has been an amazing experience. Kim, we thank you for your service, ma'am. I heard that you're retiring soon. We appreciate all that you've done for our community and our families, and just thank you for this time, you all.
Well, I want to thank the panelists too for being here and on an early Monday morning. It's a great way to start your Monday. So I want to thank you guys for also being here. And if anyone has any questions, please feel free to go ahead and put those in the chat box or in the Q&A box, and we will get to the questions as well. The presentation was fabulous. I do have a couple additional questions. Could you guys please elaborate a little bit on how you share the areas? I know there's some overlap with the zip codes. How do parents know, and other people referring, whether they come to OVEC or to Greater Louisville Head Start?
And I guess I can go ahead and start. I think the most important difference is the partnership that we share between the two agencies or the two organizations, in which we've divided the zip codes between the two agencies. And we've also have open communication and open agreements to where we can work with families to provide the best services, regardless of what those zip codes are or what area that they're in. And I think, Kim, maybe you can add more to that, but I believe that we've worked in such a manner that we've worked as partners together to provide the services.
I agree with you, Vaughn, and we want the families to be where they're comfortable. And if they have siblings going to a location, and we have those open communication forums, and the family advocates work very closely with our families to ensure their placement is best for them and where their child will thrive the best and be most convenient for the parent. Because we know if parents need to be able to get to their child, it needs to be convenient. So Vaughn and his program, Greater Louisville, has been excellent to work with. And we all have the same goal. We want what's best for children and families, and to make it as easy as possible for them to access our services.
One of the participants is asking about transportation and how you handle transportation for families, and what if a family doesn't have transportation? How can you help assist with that?
Well, I will start with that. We do the full day, full year, so we do not offer transportation to anybody attending our program in Jefferson County. However, if they are in a dire situation or absolutely cannot get their child there, they can work very closely with their advocate, and we will help them with that, whether that be a TARP pass. Typically a TARP pass is what we do. We're doing that with some of our childcare partners, that we have families that don't have a vehicle, cannot get their child there. We will work with them as much as possible to help them be able to find a way to partner with someone to get their child there. But OVEC does not currently provide any services to children within the Jefferson County area.
And for Greater Louisville Head Start, we provide similar responses. We do not provide transportation to any of our centers, but as Kim said, we work very closely with our family advocates to work with those families to help overcome those transportation barriers, whether that's with bus passes or any type of other assistance that we can provide. I know through most of our programs, we were granted some additional CARES and COVID funding, and being able to use that funding to help support our families has been a way that we've been able to overcome those transportation barriers. But as Kim said, with Greater Louisville Head Start, we do not provide transportation to any of our centers.
Thank you very much. I have another question from a participant, and they would like to know how a provider can partner with you.
If they want to be a child care partner, the first step to that is there has to be a request for proposal has to come out from OHS, the Office of Head Start. And with that, we look at that, and then we see what areas that it is written for, and we look for centers that are licensed, typically starred, and we go out and we see how many infants and toddlers they have that are qualified for subsidy, because the way that program works, it is 75 to 80% supported by subsidy dollars, CCAP dollars. So we will look at how many infants and toddlers they have enrolled. If those families are applicable, they just flip, if the families are willing, to a early Head Start application. They fill that out and they become an early Head Start enrollee. And then we work with the director of that center to lower those ratios. They have to meet all national Head Start performance standards, along with licensure or stars, whatever is the most stringent. And they have to agree to do that. And then we go in and we raise quality. Donna put some of her staff in there. Jeannie Benner oversees that program. She will ensure that They have laptops, curriculum, the classrooms meet all the Head Start requirements. So they need to contact me. And then what we do is I keep a running list of anyone that is interested in being a childcare partner with infants and toddlers. And then when the RFP comes out and we decide to apply, we will then contact them and do a walkthrough. But it's very critical that they have a high number of infants and toddlers collecting subsidy CCAP dollars.
Kim, if you could put your contact information in the chat box for that participant, I would greatly appreciate that.
And for Greater Louisville Head Start, we do partner with childcare centers that are already existing in the community. It's similar to the childcare partnership option that Kim Fithian spoke of with OVEC. But we do partner with centers. So you can always reach out to myself, to Corey, who is the executive director of Community Coordinated Childcare, and Vaughn Nebbit. You can also reach out to Vaughn as well.
Stephanie, if you wouldn't mind putting your information in the chat as well.
Absolutely.
So can you talk a little bit about, Kim, the differences between a partner and an actual OVEC center? I know you touched on that a little bit.
Yes, I'll be glad to. And Donna, you jump in at any time. One huge difference is if you are a child care director and you want to be a partner, is you hold your own license and you hire your own staff. We do not take over the license and we do not employ the staff. We are there to improve quality, lower ratios, and get everyone that is in the infant toddler program gets their CDA. They agree to rules and regulations that the National Head Start sets forth in the standards. So one of the major differences is where we hire our own staff for the OVEC grants, we do not do that for the partnership. They have their own staff, they have their own license. We go in with our staff and raise quality and do any additions we need to do to make the infant and toddler rooms meet all of our requirements. Donna, did I leave anything out there that you would add?
I think you pretty much covered it.
Yeah, I know you both talked a little bit about CCAP. Is there a specific requirement to have CCAP?
There is not. We encourage it. So for families who want those full day, full year services, we're open 7:30 a.m. to 5 p.m. Our early Head Start and Head Start hours are 9 to 3. And so any families who do not qualify for CCAP, they would attend our program from 9 to 3. But if they needed that wraparound services, so from 7:30 to 5, then they would have to apply and qualify for CCAP.
Very similar with Greater Louisville Head Start. We do have a private pay option for this since our centers are independent childcare facilities. They do charge a private pay if the family needs to have wraparound services but does not qualify for CCAP.
And if they do have CCAP, does it generally cover the entire cost, or is there still a minimal fee?
Right now, because I believe copays are still being covered by the state, so there is no additional out-of-pocket cost for families.
Can you both talk a little bit about your family engagement and what type of programs that is? Do you have get-togethers? Do you have programming that you bring in?
And I think
Go ahead, Vaughn.
I'm sorry, I'll go ahead and start. And Stephanie, we can kind of combine together to give you a full comprehensive view based on our program, that we have 2 program options. And so when it comes to family engagement, there's 2 ways to look at it. First is with our home-based program, which we do parent engagement and group socialization activities twice a month with our families. And the big part of that is to get those children that are home-based children together to develop and acquire those socialization skills that are required in the next level at the school system. And so to tie in that together with what we do at the center level, we try to have those group socializations as possible at the center, so we can tie those children that are early Head Start children in our home-based program to what they do at the center level, especially with our touch point and our parent engagements at the center level that Stephanie can share about.
Yeah, the last several years, as we all know, has been a little it's been a little hectic, but trying to get parent involvement virtually is how we've been doing that. We're moving finally back to in-person parent engagement events. Over the last several months, we've been moving towards that. We have a lot of ways for families to be involved. We do home visits twice a year, parent-teacher conferences twice a year. We also have opportunities for families to be a part of our parent committee meetings. So having a say in what happens at the center level. And then from there, if they choose to be a part of our policy council, they can have an impact on decision making for the program. So making sure that parents are involved in all aspects of the program is very, very important to both Head Start and our program as well. We also have parent education nights. So we will have literacy nights. We will have financial literacy classes where we bring in outside speakers to talk to families about setting a budget or things of that nature. So we have a lot of opportunities for parents as well as children, and then the whole family to get together to do activities.
Yes, Stephanie covered it great. That same, all of our programs have our centers have a family advocate on site that works directly with the families. And we do very similar things. We have family engagement nights where the families come. We usually provide a meal. There are hands-on activities for children and learning opportunities for families. We also have our parent committees and the opportunity to be on policy council to make program-wide decisions, which we are always looking to add community members to our policy council too. So if anybody is, I'm sure Greater Louisville Head Start is as well. So if anybody's interested in that, that is an option. And home visits, daily conversations with parents. So there are a lot of different ways that families can be engaged and involved in the program.
The Imagination Library has posted a question, and they would like to get involved and get as many Head Start and Early Head Start children registered to receive the free monthly book. They already work with a neighborhood house in St. Benedict's, but what's the best way to communicate this opportunity with the centers?
They can reach out to me and I will hook them up with who they need to be. We're already doing it in a lot of our 8 county locations. We are a part of the Imagination Library and it's wonderful. We love it. So they could just call me. My number's there in the chat. They could call me and I would talk with them and get them hooked up with a family advocate that could then give them all the children's names and we could go from there.
And what percentage of eligible children actually benefit from these programs, and are there waiting lists? And how long are the waiting lists?
That's a loaded question. We are working on our waiting list. I see Vaughn and Donna and Stephanie smiling. You know, we have classrooms that we have wait lists, but we don't have staff. We're still struggling with filling those positions with eligible teaching staff, family advocates, and we're really struggling with teacher assistants, floaters. And then we are trying to rebuild some of our wait list. As you know, with COVID, it did put us behind a little bit as far as getting our services out there. We were closed for a period of time and we are getting back up and running full steam ahead. We are looking for staff, eligible staff, to get these classrooms all opened and running for children and for families. And we find that with full day, full year, you know, with my Childcare partnership program, it's different because 75 to 80% of those children have to be on subsidy dollars for that program to sustain. It doesn't have to be that way with full day, full year, as Don and Stephanie did such a nice job explaining. If they do not want the wraparound, then they can pick their child up. If they want the wraparound, they can typically, if they qualify for our program, they typically qualify for some type of subsidy dollars. If not, they can do private pay. I would have to really run the numbers to see how many we have on subsidy and how many we don't. I know our center-based program is just that, center-based. It doesn't do the subsidy dollars.
And Kim, you put that very astutely. I think that, you know, when we look at staffing being the biggest hurdle to really enrolling children, that's kind of across the board. But I want to back up real quick. As far as Imagination Library, we really have been involved with them. As you said, we have 2 centers. To ensure that the rest of our centers are connected, please connect with Stephanie Goebel so she can ensure that our centers are connected. I know our home-based program has been connected with it. I know that we had a couple of home visitors that are huge Dolly Parton fans. So that was one of the biggest things that they wanted to do when they first came on board. But as far as our wait list is concerned, I know that as far as Greater Louisville Head Start is, we've operated under the pandemic since we received the grant. So we've kind of been under this kind of emergency kind of mentality to where we've been slow to ramp up, slow to start up, because all the hurdles that come with the pandemic, with the shutdown, whether that's being able to get the fire marshal out, being able to get centers licensed, whatever it's been, it's kind of been that kind of hurdle for us to get moving. But since then, we've overcome those challenges, and we have a robust waiting list. It's just those staff members, getting those qualified staff members in the classroom so we can fill those slots up with children.
Great, thank you for that answer. Sorry, that was a loaded question. Didn't mean for it to be that loaded. As an agency, how do I refer? Do they determine which center they would like to go to and then call that center? Do they use a portal and a web portal? What's the best way for an agency to refer?
I would suggest for Greater Louisville Head Start, there's a website that will be in the slideshow. Send the families there, and then our advocates, when they make the call after the application has initiated, will help the family determine what location might be the best, most convenient for the family. So I would start with the website.
And Kim and Donna?
I agree with Stephanie. We have a website. We also, Donna, provided numbers to each of the centers. If the parents think they live in those areas, they can call that number, and the family advocate or whoever answers the phone can get them to the right person. And you also can go online and begin the application process. But if they need help, they can call, and our advocate will meet them, go to their home, set an appointment at the center with them. And if they're interested in working for us, which we would love that too, they can go to OVEC, www.ovec.org, and there's an employment page, and they can click on that and fill out an application. All of our openings are listed there, and submit that, and then they will be called as needed for an interview as those openings come available. We have several openings now, so they would just need to look on our website and see where those are.
How do you handle English as a second language families?
We'll give that one to you, Donna.
So we provide interpreters as needed. We have a partnership with Catholic Charities, so we will take an interpreter with us on a home visit or a conference, or over the phone. We have technologies to where we can get an interpreter on the phone. If somebody does, I see in the chat box, if somebody calls and needs an interpreter, then we would have to just get on a 3-way call with Catholic Charities and have that interpreter ready. But if you know of a family that has English as a second language, if they can, the easiest way is to start the application process online. We do have that available in Spanish, but as for other languages, we would need to have a little bit of time to secure an interpreter.
And backing it. Oh.
And if I can go ahead and jump in real quick, and for Greater Louisville Head Start, like Donna said, you know, we look to work with families in their home language. I think this is a great opportunity to also say we look to hire individuals with that bilingual experience to help us work with families in those home languages. And also we utilize Catholic Charities as well as Translation Line when we need to have that interpreter on the phone call to help us translate those phone calls from parents from the home language to English as well. But we use a lot of the same services that OVEC uses at Greater Louisville Head Start as well.
Awesome. So my next question is around staffing. Do you need a CPA to apply? What kind of criteria do you need to be part of the staff?
I will start, and then Donna, Stephanie, Vaughn, y'all jump in. I think our staffing is probably a lot alike. If they are applying for a floater position, that is part-time with us, no benefits, a high school diploma is all that's required. And of course, we do all the background checks. If they are applying for a teacher assistant position, a high school diploma is required. And then within 2 years of employment, they have to get a CDA, which we provide. They're not out one penny for that. We provide that. We have a contract. It's turnkey with U of L. Teacher positions, it is highly recommended that they are hired with a IECE or an AA in early childhood education. If not, then we have to do a waiver for that. And we would only do a waiver if they're really close, like they have 50 plus hours and they're really close to getting that AA, then we would apply through the Office of Head Start for a waiver for that person and monitor them very closely and pay for those classes. We have a form that they sign that if they stay employed with OVEC for 3 years, they do not have to pay anything back. And it is divided up based on if they leave before that 3-year period is up. So we do work with them, but Head Start's very clear in the requirements they require for positions.
The only thing I would add to that, Kim, that was very all encompassing. The only thing I would add is that early Head Start has different requirements than Head Start, and early Head Start, you have to come in with your CDA. So that is one difference.
If I can add one more thing to both of what they just said, a willingness to work. It seems that right now, Kimberly, that we can't find staff who has the willingness or desire to want to work. And I think that's the most important thing, is we're looking for individuals who has a passion or a desire to be in this field, to do this work. And I think that is the most important. We can work with staff to get those credentials, to get those quality staff to move up in education, but I think it's that desire to be in this field and the passion to want to see children succeed in this field, ma'am, is important.
All right, I have one last question from myself and from the group that gave questions ahead of time. And that is, from a parent's perspective, from the day they call the center or start the application, what does that process look like?
I think it could look different in so many ways, Kimberly, because we are working with families who have such diverse needs across all of Louisville. When they make the phone call, they start that application process. We will talk to them about the forms that are required. Some families may get additional support to find a family doctor. Some families may get additional support to connect to health insurance or dental insurance. And then once they get that paperwork completed, then we'll move on to the next step. So it could look very different. You could have some families who are on the wait list for an extended period of time due to staffing or other various reasons, or you could have families who, depending on the need, can start right away. It really is going to look different for every family.
I would like to add to that, Stephanie. It is exactly right. Every family is individualized and their needs are very different. And we've also, sometimes we have to wait for that CCAP dollar to come through too. And that it's a nationwide problem right now with staffing. Everywhere is short staff. So that could look very different. And sometimes it takes parents a little while to gather all those documents that they have to qualify. So I agree with Stephanie. It looks different for every family.
Absolutely. If you have any additional questions, please feel free to post those, but I'd like to thank everyone for your time today and all the great information and all the great work you do to help support our families. We know that so many more children are ready for kindergarten because of the work you do. So we want to thank you very much for everything that you do for our families. We do have an evaluation that we like everyone to do to let us know if they've enjoyed the conversations, if we want to see additional conversations, and what type of information you would like to see in the future. We also would like to hear from you on any other ideas you have and any other supports that your agency needs in our community. So I will put that evaluation link in the chat. If you could take about 5 minutes just to kind of do that, we would greatly appreciate it. And I will stay here for another 5 minutes or so to see if there's any additional questions from the participants. And I hope everybody has a great start to the week. Looks like we're going to have beautiful weather for February. I'm so excited to be in 70-degree weather. It's crazy. But I hope everybody has a great week, and I very much appreciate everybody's time. The evaluation, you do have an opportunity to also submit additional questions if you think of something after we've come off this call. Feel free to put that into the evaluation or something we didn't answer. So thank you very
Thank you
much.
so much, Kimberly. This has been a fantastic opportunity. We appreciate it.
Yes, thank you so much for including OVEC, and we appreciate it so much and welcome all calls and hope we get lots of applications for staff and children.